Hello, everyone. My name is Dio Morales, your host of the Gold Squadron podcast, and we're calling to you live from the top 8 of the Space Jam Sydney event championship. Almighty people, stuff, and things. We're looking to have a great time today. Hopefully, you are as well. And we're going to play a little Choose Your Champion. You can bet by doing the thing. We'll explain it here in a little bit. You guys got 8 minutes and change. But before we go too far, I need to find out who is my co-commentator for this round.
My name is Ryan Moisture Farmer, and I'm here to talk about X-Wing with Dion.
That's right. That's right. Yes,
That's
you are. Period.
Yeah.
Well, for those of you who are here, let's go ahead and just hit a couple of things. The bets are open. While I don't have the Choose Your Champion visual poll up on the screen right now, you can bet by typing exclamation point points to see what your balance is. And then once you know how many GSP points you got, you can go ahead and type exclamation point bet. You put a space. You type 1 or 2. 1 is Captain Sebastian. 2 is Niels Voss. Then you put another space, and then you type how many points you want to wager on the game. You can go up to 10,000 points, and these points are usable for GSP animations on the screen, also just for bragging rights, because you know that you have more points than your friends, and that...
If you don't bet everything, you're a coward every round. You don't bet everything every round, you're a coward.
I mean, playing the all-in challenge every time is pretty fun. It is a way to try to get onto that top spot. I believe Niels Voss has the first player right now. I know that we have them both marked right now. And then I want to remind you guys that this round and all of our rounds are brought to you by Curled Paw Creatives. Use coupon code SpaceJam2020 for 20% off. So, Ryan, if you were voting right now, who would you be voting for?
I never vote against a defender, Dion.
Never vote against a defender. Let's go ahead and break down these lists.
All right, on the left side of your screen, you have Captain Sebastian running Rexler Brath in the TIE Defender, 3 hull, 4 shields. This is a 97-point defender with outmaneuver and advanced sensors. And then the Dark Lord of the Sith himself, Darth Vader, 88-point ship here, running precognitive reflexes, fire control system, and afterburners. Just 2 ships here, 2 deadly ships. On the right side of your screen is Niels Voss with 4 Academy pilots, some cheap cannon fodder to support the big dog Rear Admiral Shiranu, otherwise known as Rack, running Ruthless, which means that when he's firing, he can take a friendly ship at range 1 of the target can take a damage, I think, and he can convert one of his dice to a hit result. Admiral Sloan, Darth Vader crew, 000 crew, BT-1 crew, and the Dauntless title. Man, a lot going on with that rack, a lot of shenanigans that we'll be breaking down as the game continues. The primary being, if Sebastian ends up targeting these TIE fighters here and killing them, then Admiral Sloan will stress those ships out. That's particularly bad for Mr. Rexler Brath. And when Rack or other ships are firing against those stressed ships, they're going to get rerolls. Vader is really good against other Force users, which includes his pilot counterpart. So Vader, if they don't have a green token, can just deal an automatic damage or just strip that green token. Also really good against a defender. BT-1 converts hits to crits against stressed opponents, and Dauntless lets you take a stress to get an action when you bump. Also really great. So Dion, here's the thing. I don't bet against a defender, but if I were, Niels has a lot of tools here to take down that 97-point Rexler Brath.
Yeah, he sure does. He does. And I'm sorry, I might have to rehash a couple of things you said. Arwin came in to say goodnight during the list. So if I missed something and you're like, Ryan just said that, that's my excuse.
Well, that's fine, because you know what? Sometimes people in the chat miss all kinds of things that we say.
This is true.
It's true. So Dion, if you are Captain Sebastian, do you just take the Sloan risk and start taking down TIE fighters, or do you prioritize Rack? It is tough with only 2 ships to take down Mr. Shiranu.
Yeah, you got to be patient. The problem is double stress really hurts, a ship. You end up taking away actions. While Rexler Brath could still do, K turns because they're white, which, by the way, exclamation point redeem defender. You get your defender action going. You just don't want to be double stressed. You end up giving those rerolls. I think you kind of have to take out Rack first, and it sucks, but the chances of you winning the game by killing TIE fighters is very low. You need to take out Rack first.
Yeah, I agree. Really good move by Vader here to cut in across the board. I think you have to consider which ship you're willing to give up. Take out Rack. I think you can feel okay about trading Vader, or obviously you don't want to do that, but you want to feel okay trading one of those for that Rack. And if it's my choice here, I think you do everything you can to maybe, if it comes down to it, say, I'm willing to lose Vader to take down Rack, and then Brath can clean up 4 TIE fighters, no problem.
Absolutely. Now, one of the cards here is honestly one that we have not had, I think, ever on Gold Squadron, is this precognitive reflexes.
Right. Oh, I know all about precog.
So let's go ahead and I'm just going to read the card text for you.
Yeah.
So it says, after you reveal your dial, you may spend 1 force charge to perform a barrel roll or boost action. Then, if you performed an action you do not have on your action bar, gain 1 strain token. If you do, you cannot perform another action during your activation. So Vader, with precognitive reflexes, has that option to just be a little bit more maneuverable, and I think that's just a great key, being able to see where those TIE fighters are. That gives you an idea of the area in which Rack is going to be most likely, and you can try to dodge those arcs while still getting shots onto Rack.
Yeah, it's a big flexibility thing. Now, Vader's ability, you might be thinking, wait a minute, but then I don't get to use Vader's ability here. It's okay. That's okay. Because what you really want to do is just be able to ensure that Vader doesn't get trapped if you don't want him to be trapped, right? It lets you do some interesting things like doing boost K turns, where you wouldn't necessarily be able to have those other actions anyway. Mm-hmm. And Vader still has 4 force, so he doesn't always, or 3 force, sorry. He doesn't always need to do another action other than the one that he is doing. If you think that he's getting blocked or something, and you still have those three, which would be 2 if you used precog force charges, there's a lot of maneuverability that you can do. It's kind of like the poor man's supernatural reflexes. But Rack here is, gonna have the drop on him, and getting behind that cloud, really good for Captain Sebastian and Brath. Rexler's gonna have some shots on him, but I think it's something that, they're just some academy shots. He's willing to, with a focus evade and cloud, he'll take the risk.
And right now you have Darth Vader being able to get a shot with into Rack without getting any shots, because the turn there did hit the debris. The turret is side to side right now. It is left right. Yeah. I think he's willing to boost forward and afterburners forward, and we'll see what he does here with the rest of his action choices. Did now by doing afterburners there, he did just get himself into arc. So
I think he'll roll though.
There it is. There it is.
Afterburners, lock, focus, roll, take no shots. And then next turn, he can just K-turn. Feel pretty good about it.
And there's no Vader crew trigger here, because he's not in. Darth Vader pilot is not in Rack's arc. The arcs are left right.
Legitimately a dream opening scenario here. You could not ask for a better shot at Rack in this situation.
So this will be a range 1, 3 dice. 4 dice.
The other thing this does, Dion, is sorry to interrupt you.
No
it
worries.
means that Rack can't just go one forward next turn.
Yep.
Because if he bumps, he's, it means he's limited to that one Dauntless action.
All right, so ends up not with a great result to start with. So no crits. I mean, the crits don't super matter yet because you still have a ton of shields to get through. So I think you just go ahead and spend the target lock. I mean, I think the hesitation might be because he wants the K turn next turn.
Yeah, I think obviously you want to do that, but
no, FCS.
Take the fire control. Yeah, this is the smart play. Keep that lock. It's more important to you to have it. Get your 2 shields. That's fine. Feels a little bad, but it's okay. I think you get a shot here with Rexler at range 3. Is that in, Dion?
Yep, that is in.
Oh, nice. Rack gets his 1 die. And if Rack's got to go fast to get off that debris, too. He can't use that Dauntless if he stays on it.
It's true. I love it. All right, so here we go. Range 3 shot. And whiffs there.
Oh.
Honestly,
brutal opening roll.
Captain Sebastian, a.k.a. Andrew Goldbach, he had a ideal opening, honestly, because he's behind the cloud.
Yeah,
he's not willing to spend that focus because of all the TIE fighters in there.
I agree. Yeah, don't spend it. Keep your defenses. Do not want to lose that defender. That feels tempo-wise, it's really rough to only do 2 shields on Rack there. That could have been as many as, man, that could have been as many as 8 damage.
All right, so here are 2 hits going into Rexler through the cloud, and the cloud will be fine.
I really don't expect, he'll be lucky to get 1 damage through on Rexler with these 4 shots.
And it's going to have to spend a token plus the cloud.
Oh, I think he needs to.
Evade cloud.
Okay, I thought that was only 1 hit there. So
was it only 1 hit? It sure was. Sorry, so never mind. The cloud did it. This one is hit crit. Just roll 4 evades, baby. You're fine.
No problem. No problem. He didn't spend that focus there, and I understand why. But it's one of those situations too where you consider, like, he's got the cloud here too. Spend the focus, cheeky. It's one of those situations where if you want to look back at it, I'd be interested to see the math on how much it increases the chance that he'll get hit from these attacks if he spent the focus. Do you understand what I'm saying, Dion? Like, if you know the math, and if you're able to think about it, sure, if you keep that focus, it's essentially 0. I mean, it's not 0, but it's very, very low with the cloud that you take any damage from the shots. But I wonder what, your risk aversion, how much that goes up if you spend the focus. Maybe someone in the chat could math that out. But 1 evade with the cloud on all the shots, I am curious what that might be. Is that 1 potential damage on Rack? And he's rolling an evade there too. Worth it. Mental fatigue wise, it's easier to just be like, I'll just keep the focus, so I don't have to worry about it.
Right.
But it could end up mattering. So if it comes down to it and we get towards the mid-late game and Rack only has 1 health left, right? We could potentially look back at this point in the game and say, well, maybe that focus should have been spent.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's going to be... It's...
So I think, you 4K with Vader here, or Talon, if you think that's potentially better, but I think that debris sort of makes that not the best situation. I think you just K-turn with Vader, and then you got to be careful that your defender doesn't get blocked here by these academies, but even if you do, it might not be the worst thing. What do you do with Rexler here? you got to think that the 3 forward's going to be blocked by these academies, right?
Yeah, the academies don't really care about the cloud because you don't expect as a TIE Fighter player to even have Darth Vader or Rexler facing you, so you just blow through it.
Yeah, and what you're trying to do with these 2 ships is make sure one is constantly in its fore and aft, and the other one's in its front back arc.
One of the things I'm concerned for Vader, though, is that he can get tucked into the corner. But I guess he's got precog, so he's got options.
Yeah, he still has precog, and he still has afterburners, so he's got a lot of. I am really, really, really surprised that these TIE fighters here aren't trying to block that 3 forward from Rexler, unless Rack is going to be occupying that space. But it's really interesting to me.
Yeah. Also, Rexler does have advanced sensors, so he has options after Chiranu jumps over with the 2 straight.
He had to clear that stress in order to be able to use.
So Rexler says, "I don't care. I'm going to 2 forward and take, just take my focus."
It's okay. Yeah, he's fine with it. That could have been really bad if there was a TIE fighter there to block that move.
I mean, he could boost barrel roll beforehand.
Well, Rexler's only going to be taking 1 shot. He is going to get Vadered. So he'll lose that focus.
And we're waiting for Vader.
Yeah, let's see what he does. I think he's debating the passive before he does something. Like what that action might be. All
right, so just doing the Talon roll as is.
Yep.
As far backwards as possible. You will have a shot through the debris at Rack. Again, this game flexes on the fact of whether or not he can kill Rack in 75 minutes. That's the game plan.
Yeah, exactly. And look at where the TIE fighters are too. They're going to make it really tough for Rexler to do a 4K next turn if those TIE fighters move in for those blocks. But this also means that if it's a tough choice here, you can get a free damage on Vader, right? Using Vader.
Yep.
But it's almost like you want to strip that focus off Rexler.
There's temptation there. He's trying to give him a choice.
Like, sure, the free damage on Vader is nice.
Free damage on Vader is the call, so 1 shield down.
Right, which is fine. But remember what I said at the start of the game? If you can trade Vader for Rack, that's you're okay with that exchange.
All right, so here's Vader through the cloud.
Yep, through that debris.
It's range 2, so it's going to be 3 on 1.
Yep, and you're fine with this. You got force, you got the lock.
There you go. One turn
spend 1
crit
force,
and spend
right?
1 force. He's going to fire control. All right.
Now I think you spend the force.
How many shots does he have coming back at him? He's got 1, 2.
2, 3, 2, yeah. I guess he'll save the force for defense. Probably the right call.
So Vader only does 1 damage after Rack able to roll the squiggle.
Sure does.
And whiffs on that attack.
Sure does.
And another whiff.
Feels bad. You need Rack to capitalize on these.
Just because I calculate, and Rexler shrugs it off. It's going to have a range 1. 000 was not for Vader.
He was firing at Dion. I think he was firing at Vader because he got the 4 agility.
Oh, you're right. Here's Rexler.
Oh, that's the shot off Rexler.
3 hits and a crit.
No, it's 2 crits.
Ooh, so shield. Shield, hit, crit. Got to make sure they go in the right order.
Yeah. Yeah, so that blinded feels real bad for Rack.
Yep, so it's blinded and a direct hit On to Cherno.
Oh, it looks like that tie does have a shot on Vader. Yeah,
Oh.
definitely good to keep the force there.
Yeah.
And that'll be 2 hits coming in. Oh. Is that an evade? I can't tell what that result is.
2 evades.
Looks like he did roll 2 evades.
So 2 hits on this shot, and Vader's going to take another damage.
Yeah, take 1 more. Still not half yet on Vader, but are we on half on Rack yet or no? No, not yet, right?
Not quite yet. And 1 hit coming in. Here is the Sloan reroll because Vader is stressed. 2 hits.
That's right.
And Vader's going to take another damage. Half points.
You have to kill Rack before you lose Vader. So, I mean, you don't have to, but like it's so imperative.
I'm going to agree with your previous statement. I think you do have to. I think that is the only way you win this game.
I mean, not necessarily, because like let's say you lose Vader, but Rack's at like 1.
Sure.
You can feel okay about Rexler like laying in here, but you have to be super careful with Brath in this situation because he is in a really prime position to get blocked by these TIE fighters, and so is Vader. So if you're Captain Sebastian, you have to make a tough choice on whether you think you can feasibly do a 4K here. Now, you also need to decide, like, you could advanced sensors boost 4K, but I don't know if that boost to the right fits if you do that. I think it gets blocked. This might you can also advanced sensors barrel roll and 4K as well. But remember, that means you're not able to get that evade token. So normally I would say blocking Rexler is really, really difficult with these ties and not worry about it. But because his options are limited here, you actually might be able to scare him a little bit. And of course, the other option is just going after Vader, right? You just block Vader and you just say, you know what, I'm going to take these TIE fighters. We're going to get Vader off the board as fast as possible and not worry about Rexler.
All right. So looks like Andrew knew exactly what he wanted to do for Rexler. Rexler is locked in. Vader is the question. Losing the half points there is huge.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. But again, like I said, don't forget that Rexler's ability is really, really good too.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's a direct hit in there.
It's important to note also that the precognitive reflexes cannot be used by Vader because he is stressed, because those barrel rolls or boosts are actions.
That's absolutely correct. And Rexler Brath's ability is after you perform an attack that hits, if you are evading, expose one of the defender's damage cards. Like, there's, like I said, direct hit in there. So Rack's got to be real careful.
All right, looks like the ties and Rack are ready to go.
Let's see what happens. I'm very curious.
Mr. Rocker Crocker in the chat is correct. If you are active in the chat, you get more points than somebody who's just sitting on their couch. Which, if you're just sitting on your couch, that's cool.
Points right now?
Say that again?
Ridiculous. I'm not getting any points right now. It's absurd. Maybe I'll just type. There we go.
There you go. Solid.
My points.
Yep. It's per every 20 minutes. It sees you active. You get the active bonus. All right.
Oh, great.
Hey, if you want to game the system, you got to work for it. Okay. So here we go. We got all those really left turns.
Really, really good move here by Rack.
Using the back arc.
That reinforced up.
And Rexler
Rexler's
did do the 4K barrel roll so that the reinforce is does not matter.
Yep. And he is evading, so he'll be able to get that, expose one of those damage cards, no matter what here. Good move by Vader. Don't forget he can still use those.
Could still use afterburners.
If he wanted to use afterburners, but he's not going to.
Nope. He'll settle for just not being shot this turn. Great move.
Well, he could still be. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, no, sorry, you're right. Rexler is front back now, so yes, they're going to be trading some shots.
Yeah, Rack is front back, so Vader's going to take shots, but again, he's going to get punted. He's burning. He knows Vader's going to die, like I said, but he's okay with it if he can just lay in enough damage into Rexler before that happens.
Yep, and Vader crew will trigger. Here's 000, which calculate doesn't do anything for Chernu because he can't spend it on offense.
You're gonna you get the sense that he knows he's gonna lose Vader this turn, but he's willing to do it if he can pump enough crits and damage into Rack.
That's right. Let's see if Vader can make it worth it. Reinforce is on for this defense for the. Oh, that crit rolled out of the box. They're gonna go ahead and re-roll that. And I mean, you probably spend the lock, right? There's no reason. Don't just FCS if you're gonna die.
Well, I think he wants to get the crit first.
So he spent the force, got the crit.
Yep. And now he'll spend the lock on the other two. Good call. Spend your last force. You know you're dead. Yep, exactly. So, you got to know, unless he gets extremely lucky, Vader's going to die, but it's fine.
So one evade for reinforce, and that's hit, crit that gets pushed through.
Yeah, exactly.
Double damage engines. Purple turns. Just kidding. They don't exist.
Feels bad that it's a double damage engine. So 6 health left for Rack. And remember what I said, you're okay if you lose Vader if Rack's at like 1 hull after this. So this is Rack, I believe, into Vader.
Yep. Back at him. And that's how that stands. Just 2 hits. Vader looking to natty out.
He's got blinded pilot. Don't forget.
And not today.
Yeah, so Vader will be dead. And again, it's fine if Rexler is able to deal a punishing blow here to Rack.
Alrighty. Well, let's see if he can make it worth it.
So this is a crucial shot here.
That seems a good one. That seems really good.
Yeah.
Hit, crit.
Hit, crit, and Rexler will expose a damage card.
Yep. Hit, crit, fuel leak. And now
if he exposes direct hit here, that's important with that fuel leak active, right?
How is fuel leak worded?
Oh, no, it's after you summon crit damage. I'm not sure how that works. Someone help me.
Direct, I don't think triggers it. All right, here we go.
Oh, okay. So just a second regular damage then.
Yep.
But we'll see which one he ends up revealing with his, if he remembers.
True that.
No, it's not even a may. It just has to happen. Breaths isn't optional.
Okay. After
you perform attack that hits, if you're evading, expose one of the defender's damage cards. It's not a may.
Yep. Johnny, ping Rexler and write not optional, please. Thank you, sir.
trying to remember which one's the crit.
I think it's the one.
I think it's the middle one, the front middle one. But
here we go. I'll give you guys a drama. You guys can watch the cards. Which one is it? I think it's this one. They can't see my hand.
I really think it's that front middle one.
Yeah.
Maybe he's giving him an opportunity to shuffle them.
So
you can stack the cards on top of one another, press R to shuffle, and redeal them out. Oh, he might be randomizing anyway. Damage sensor rate. Ouch. I mean, he can't.
That means no rotate. That's what that means.
That does mean no rotate, yeah. Yeah. That no rotate's pretty important there. So what do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 3 health left on Rack. I'll say that Sebastian's still a little bit behind here. Like, I don't just mean points. Like, the points don't always tell the story. I think you wish he was at 2 or 1 because you want to be able to kill him this next round. If Rack lives, you know, an additional round after this, that feels really bad.
Yeah, I think Rexler is going to be forced to take an offensive modifier here, for sure.
Yeah.
You also have Rack and the TIE Fighters going opposite directions. The question is, where's Rack going to go? Does he take the risky 3-turn through the cloud, you know, going to the left? But then, you know, the K-turn obviously is a great response for that. You got to remember, Rexler does have advanced sensors, so you have some flexibility there. And if you get into this end game, like, I'd be willing to take a range 1 shot from Chernu if Rexler can get one. Like, you know what, I'm gonna have a chance to kill you. I'll take you know, a couple of shields, and then you have a TIE Defender versus 4 Academy pilots, and that Defender has advanced sensors. If those TIE Fighters stay in a block, that Defender's going to eat them up all day. You're going to have to... honestly, I think if I'm Niels, I'm going to start spreading out my TIE Fighters as soon as possible in order to start creating more of a net than a block. Because the issue with blocks of ships is that you're basically one giant arc. All right, so we got the 1 bank for Chernu. Let's see what the move is. He cannot reinforce damage sensor array. Okay, just realized that. Okay, I think fixing blinded pilot is probably the best call. And does. All right. And the 2 bank, look at that. If he would have done the typical 3 bank that defenders like to do, he would have bumped, but now he's got a range 1 shot. They're going to face off. He's got a focus token. It does also mean the Vader trigger here will be able to strip the focus. So right now the force is flipped down. I think that's just forgetting to flip it. But no, he took the damage instead. Took the choice to take the damage because you want to hold on to that focus token. And now we have Rack going into Rexler at range 1, hoping to get some good damage here and hit, crit. This could hurt. And got 2 evades, taking 2 more shields.
What did I miss?
Rexler just took a couple shields.
Oh, wow.
All right. And now Rexler going back, and the focus will guarantee the kill. Rexler is down.
That's big. That is big.
He's going down, down.
Burn early around. All right, so Dion, Rexler versus 4 TIE fighters. Who you got?
Rex all day. It's 111 to... Say it again?
You said he's down a couple shields though, right?
He is down a couple shields, but the difference is that with the advanced sensors, if Andrew, Captain Sebastian, can play smart, which is a pretty good player, he can just avoid being shot, and you play conservative. You slowly pick away at the TIE fighters. I know they're not damaged yet, but you get focus evade almost every turn. You should be fine. If he plays too aggressively, that is where you end up, dead.
Where do we think, what do the points look like right now, Dion? What happens if Rexler gets halved? How many TIE fighters does he have to kill to get back ahead if Rexler gets halved?
Let's see. Rexler is worth 97 points, so 45 is 90 plus 3 is 48. 49 because of the 7. So 49 points would be added to the score over there. Whatever 49 plus 88 is, because maths. 137. He would have to kill quite a few.
Because this is important. This is really important for how you strategize the rest of your game. The remaining 40 minutes.
He'd have to kill 3 of them.
Yeah, that's really important. It fully kill 3 of them.
Yep. Don't lose that shield.
Can't lose the shield. Wait, are we sure it's killing 3?
Oh no, he's got wait. 22.
Dion, do I have to try?
Listen, I don't have all my tools here, man. I'm not doing all the tools. I don't got all my tools. I'm sorry, I lied. Johnny, how many points is he ahead by right now? I should say it on the overlay. Jenny walked away.
23.
23. Okay. So he is a TIE fighter and a smidge above. So he'd need 1.5? 2.5.
My bad.
No, you're good.
2.5 ties, the chat is saying. I believe in the chat.
You know what? I'm just...
Or 3.5. The chat is just saying random things now.
That's
no
right.
one knows.
1 to 7. A number. I can actually do this. Give me a second. I will find out the answer for sure because we're all bad at math.
I think it's 1.5 ties.
If Rexler gets half, you need 3 half TIE fighters.
You need 18 points, right? Basically.
Yep.
3 of the halves. Or 1.5.
So we have that dead. Boom. Duplicate. Having some fun with maths. And then Captain Sebastian. And I'll bring it up on screen for you guys here so that we can talk through this together. Just give me a moment to get it set up.
I love math class with Dion, the music teacher.
All right, so how do we do this so that we can keep an eye on the board? I have 2 tabs. Okay. So, now wait, we're gonna do local TTS so that we can still see the board and see the positioning. Okay, so panicking. Panicking. Ah, crap. Panic. Oh my goodness. Breaking stuff. I'm breaking stuff, Ryan.
Come on, man. Come on.
I'm trying so hard. What is happening? It's all broken. And what? Let's go back to this view till I fix this. 1 second. Zoop. I was just trying to do a math illustration, and I broke everything.
We literally have a single job.
Okay.
It's not like you're trying to hold up the entire world here. But Rexler here, he's just going for it. Look at him, brave, so brave.
All right. So he's being bold here. So you know what? I'm a defender. Focus evade. Let's just not take damage. Let's go. Just roll hits. Got one. And it's gonna have to be spend a focus here.
Yeah, right. That card can be exposed sometime.
So he did end up taking the damage. All right, so plinking away. And
I think you have to expose that damage card.
He does.
It's mandatory.
He just needs to be evading, and he has an evade token.
I'm really interested to see how these TIE fighters are going to try. They're trying. They just, if he can get that one shield, man, there's a little bit of hope.
No. Hold on.
No, there isn't any hope.
No, sorry.
Oh.
Okay, hold on. Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, we're live again.
One more shot. This is a tokenless defender. This is a big shot.
One crit. Spends
Two
it.
hits. Oh man. And the blank out. The crit's going through.
He's got an evade.
Oh, he had the evade. Okay, I didn't see the evade. Might be.
Yeah.
I thought he spent it. But that's still one
That's
hit
half
still goes
points
through.
now. That's the half
It
points.
is half. So now he has to kill a tie and a half to win the game. I guess better to know that now with half an hour left than with 5 minutes left, right?
Yep. And the exposed crit on the other TIE fighter was fuel leak. So now that we see this a little easier to see. So killing a TIE fighter would give you 22, which would bring you to 133. So you would be 1.5. I was right the first time. Right. 1.5 TIE fighters.
Very proud of you.
Fight me. And if I didn't say 1.5, you don't have any evidence. It's not like this is being recorded and broadcasted around the world. It's fine.
It's true. You can modify it however you want, dude.
Just cut it. Just bring Ryan in for voiceover.
Yeah, right. I can play Dion.
Yep.
I just won't change my voice literally at all. No one will know.
Yep. And I think the confusion with the exposing of cards, I think Thane Kyrell works a little bit different. He's a very similar Rebel pilot.
Yeah, well, Thane spends a result
right
before the damage is dealt.
Exactly.
And reveals cards, which is different. The timing is different.
Yep. So we have 330 people watching from around the world. I realized I put up the "Where are you watching from?" poll at the wrong time because it was up while people were voting. So it just looked a little crazy. Because people were voting 1s and 2s, and we only had 1s and 2s, which maybe it reflected what we actually had. But we're going to go ahead and put up the "Where are you watching from?" poll again. And I changed out Australia for Oceania because the New Zealanders got offended because they're like, we're not from Australia. So you know what? I don't want to hear any crying. Please. Don't ask me to change it back to Australia.
For New Zealand's an excellent place. I hope to visit there sometime next year when I'm allowed to travel again.
All right, so go ahead. Let us know where you're watching from. 1 is North America, 2's South America, 3's Africa, 4 Europe, 5 Asia, 6 Oceania / Australia / whatever, Papua New Guinea, I think, is in that area as well.
Hey, Dion.
Yo.
If you're the TIE fighters here, what do you do to give yourself a best chance to win? You're ahead right now. Do you break up and try and run for 24 minutes and say you're not going to get a tie and a half in 24 minutes and just send them different corners of the board? What's your play?
So you have to stay aggressive for sure. You need to keep guns on target and making sure that you're still getting shots. The positioning right now is a little strange. What do you do? I think I would break up into pairs of 2. I think I would break up into pairs of 2.
That's interesting. Yeah, I think I keep 1.
Because you can K-turn green and you can K-turn green and brown. And you can 1-turn red and yellow and have 2 different sectors covered.
I love the chat. Definitely break up. I definitely don't break up. Lots of differing opinions here.
Yes and no. So it seems like
hard to block with the advanced sensors, right? So
exactly.
Blocking is not the right call.
Yeah, which is why I don't want to do blocking maneuvers. I'm just trying to cover different sectors so I have shots and can keep pressure on and keep them pointed in sections where you can still get shots. So that with that 1 hard, let me go ahead and just take a closer look here. If red and yellow 1 hard barrel rolls, maybe what you want to do? Actually, you could actually also K-turn yellow and then 1 hard red barrel roll, and that would give you some different sectors. And then you could K-turn red the following turn, depending on where Rexler went. Oh, this is gonna be a tough turn. All right, here we go. There's the first K-turn. There's the second K-turn. There's the 1 turn from red. Did I really? Did I Tell me I did. Oh, no. Oh, wait. It was my first option. It was option 1. So there it is. Pointed in 2 different directions. Rexler, advanced sensor, focus. Ooh, who did he bump? Who did he bump?
That's big.
He's bumping the brown TIE Fighter, so the green TIE Fighter is going to get a range 1 shot.
Wow, what a play.
And Rexler choosing to take the focus instead of the evade with the advanced sensors does leave him open to probably taking more damage here.
Ooh. Ooh.
You can't spend it.
Rough roll.
1 crit. 1 crit going into the red TIE Fighter. And safe.
Easy.
Fine.
Easy.
No problem.
Oh, boy.
Oh, outmaneuver.
So the outmaneuver, comes into play there.
Yeah.
Obviously, right?
Yep. So they did re-roll, and red suffered a crit as a blinded pilot.
He's getting close to 3 halves on those ties.
And 1 crits. No focus there. And
oh my goodness.
Thank God you hold on to that focus token.
Yeah, right? Wow. But he still has another shot coming his way. Or is it just with that one?
It
or
was
is there
just the
another
one.
Just
the one.
Okay, couldn't tell.
Now, right now, I believe Niels...
So now Rexler's feeling pretty good about doing a K turn, right?
Oh yeah. You have the space. You K-turn the TIE Fighters to cover the 4K from Rexler. You 2 straight the green TIE Fighter so that you end up in front of where Rexler is. The only one that is kind of weird is the brown one, the Academy 4. Huh. Weird spot. We'll go ahead and I'm going to head over to the other side of the table.
Right.
Just to get a better view for all you. Johnny, go ahead and flip the overlay when you have a sec. Thank you, sir.
Hey, Dion, I wanted to ask you something here in the lull of the game. Have you ever played, I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but the 3-speed game? So it's in X-Wing. You basically just take any 2 ships, okay? Mm-hmm. And you make their only actions, boost and focus. And their dial only consists of a 3 blue straight and a 3 red K-turn.
What?
Yeah. And it's a really, really interesting kind of game that you play with against somebody, because obviously I do it with rotating initiative, so you take turns who the first player is. Mm-hmm. But because you can only move, change your bearing by boosting, it becomes like a really interesting chess match of planning your moves ahead for when you're going to flip around, when you're going to be able to actually get a focus action. The exercise is trying to teach you to kind of plan ahead with a very limited kind of dial and move set and action set. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Defender players get that practice all the time, but I recommend it if you want to play with somebody who doesn't know all the intricacies of X-Wing, who maybe like a spouse or a girlfriend or something, or like a younger child. You make the decisions really, really easy. They can clear their stress with that 3 forward blue. Makes it just, I don't know. It's just one of those practice type games that you can do that benefit you, but also let you play with a newer player.
I like that. I like that or not. I've never heard of that.
And you can do it with like 2 speeds too, but 3 is fun. It's fast, but not too fast.
So So let me just break it down one more time. So you're saying the only moves that I could do with my ship would be 3 forward or 3K, and then the only actions are focus and focus and boost, and that's how you just play the game.
That's how you play the game. Exactly.
All right, so that's pretty cool, man. Well, we got the K turns from red and yellow.
You did.
2 bank. And did we get the purposeful 1 hard bump into Rexler? That's another option for the green TIE Fighter. No, he went 2 forward, jumping in front. And we got a bump here.
3 blue forward, 3 red K. I'm just answering a question in the chat.
Took another advanced sensors focus.
Yeah.
And opting to take the mods rather than the movement in order to make sure that he has shots and has modifications on those.
He's taking quite the risk here. But just leaning on the fact that, you know what, he's got 2 health to play with, or 3 health to play with, right?
Yep.
Well, 2. Well, 3, he's dead. But he does have, you know, he can take a couple hits still.
The Academy pilot is at range 1. Hit crit. And here we go. We got 3 dice. And no modifiers there, so he's going to be taking that crit. And it is a... Oops. What was that card, Ryan?
Looks like a... I didn't see.
I missed
I
it.
think it must have been a direct. He immediately flipped it.
Panicked pilot.
Unless it was panicked. Panic. Okay. Panic's the other one. Panic!
So it takes 2
That's
stress.
half on 1 TIE Fighter. Almost there. You can get super panicked by that too, because like next turn Rexler could flip that up again and panic him even more if he doesn't kill him. That's a fun game to play with Thane sometimes too.
All right, and 1 hit.
Oh my gosh.
Forced to spend the focus.
Rexler's greens have been so bad.
Yellow TIE Fighter, hero of the Empire.
Where's the hit crit coming in? Hit crit, full blank, direct dead.
Did green TIE Fighter have a shot? Did we check it? No, green was out. Okay, so we did have all of our attacks then. I assumed that there was another one there. Okay. So it looks like I think we're back in the planning phase. Yep, back in the planning phase. Now I want to remind you guys, we do have some... Whoopsie.
What do we have some of, Dion?
Hold on. There was a...
What do we got?
There was an error. That's what we got. Right now we got an error. There we go. We did it. So we have two more rounds after this one. Remember, we got 2 more rounds after this one, and that means we only have 2 rounds to hit our goal. We have that Naboo Starfighter Convention exclusive. If we hit 175 subs, we are 33 away. If we don't hit it today, that's all right. I mean, we'll just put it in another giveaway. But you guys have been working so hard. You've been building up this whole weekend. I'd hate to have to hit the reset button.
The carrot at the end of the stick. Look at him go.
So red is triple stressed right now. I mean, just gotta get that arc on, even though you might not have modifiers. Kalarn 6 gifting some subs. Thank you so much, getting us to 147.
Tight game, Dion.
Mm-hmm. This is coming down to the wire. I mean, it's 137 to 122. I know at first glance, some people might have looked at 2 ships versus 5 ships and think that you're at a disadvantage when you only have 2. But if you have the tools, it can work. And sometimes, kind of like 2 ships can, especially in these 2 small bases, they have so many tools. They kind of act like a strike force, right? They're like, we're small enough to avoid detection and be sneaky.
I'm very curious to see. I mean, the advanced sensors just make that defender so squirrely, you know?
It sure does.
But I got to give credit here. We are seeing some really, really extraordinary play by both players in the game. But, like, Niels is just putting on such a good defensive showing here with these TIE fighters. It's like getting ahead and just trying to ensure that he can stay ahead with the clock.
All right, so we got some left turns there, anticipating. Oh, the positioning for Rexler is great. You're only getting shot by 1 TIE fighter. This is your chance to continue adding to your lead.
What's so good about that advanced sensors there is like, oh, my 4K is blocked? That's fine. Like, he blocked it so thoroughly that Rexler's going to get the shot he wants anyway.
All right, here we go. Range 1 into yellow. Oh, the temptation. Is he spending it?
I think he's going to spend it.
3 hits.
Gutsy.
Oh! Brown. I mean, yellow. Dead.
Dead
And gone.
Wow, that's huge. Now he pulls ahead, right?
Oh, wait, he rolled too many dice.
Oh.
So he gets to reroll.
No, I'm not sure. I don't know if that's how that works.
That is, if you reroll, you have to reroll if you roll too many.
He's gonna get 2 evades now. Oh, jeez. That feels bad.
Yep. So he still lives.
So he's still losing. We gotta put the ship back.
This is why you always delete ships, not pull them off. How do you? There's a thing for putting in the last position.
Pause the clock, deal.
Yep. Got it. Anakin Swin, that needs to be fixed. I mean, it's the fairest way to do it. I mean, that would be, so for instance, like like a too many, I don't know, what's a football call that you have to redo a play? Like too many men on the field or something? I don't know. False start. Alrighty.
Whoops, sorry, I was muted.
Yep.
I was talking, like, why isn't he responding to me?
Why is Dion ignoring me? Here, there's no evade, so no expose.
Yeah, there are very few actual redo plays in football unless there's like offsetting penalties. They do try to like avoid full, like, yeah, just redo, no consequence types of deals. But I agree that because of how many interactions and rule things and dice things that can happen, if you roll too many, it's just a reroll. I know that feels bad, but like that's just the way it is.
Yep. You got to look at it as if the initial roll just never happened. Like, oh, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But we're emotional beings. We feel it. We feel it. But that's one where, like, you understand, I got to be fair to both parties, right? Like, there's a couple things that Andrew's missed. And this is for the chat, right? There's a couple things that Andrew missed that I have to do, and there's a couple things that Niels Voss missed, which normally you would think that rolling 3 green dice is better than 2, but when they come out bad and you get to try it again, it feels like a good thing.
Yeah. So right now, Captain needs half on one more TIE fighter to take the lead. That's the math you told me. I believe you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, he needs one more half.
Yeah, one more half. Or kill one.
Yeah.
Same thing, you know. He's got 8 minutes to do it. Probably 2 rounds.
Alrighty. Yeah, and I understand, like, there's some disagreement on it. I mean, that might be the way you feel, but that's, I mean, if you play in a GSP tournament and you roll too many dice, you just re-roll it. It doesn't matter, good, bad, or ugly.
Judge, jury, and executioner of this tournament.
Correct.
If you don't like it, you can leave.
No, but don't leave. I want to give you a hug. Oh, I can't. I can't anymore.
Yeah.
A bow. I'll give you a bow. You give people bows? You bow to people? Whatever. You know what I mean.
I don't know how it works.
2 stars left, cool. He's working on his stress levels. Right, all yours.
Who do I hear, Dion? What is that?
That's the push to talk.
My mic's up. My mic is open. Oh.
Yep. Oh. He probably was unknowingly using push to talk, because you can use the push to talk from the table.
That's funny.
I'm getting super annoyed because I don't know if you guys can hear it. Somebody's throwing out firecrackers, like, on the street right next to me. That low gain, man. Low gain.
That low gain.
I'm just
Not to be confused with Rogaine.
That's right. I'm just getting irritated. They're actually super illegal in Chicago.
Brad, just so cheeky. That advanced sensors is so good. I'm surprised yellow didn't evade there, to be honest. Mathematically, slightly better.
Hit,
Actually,
crit.
with 2 dice, it is much better mathematically.
Yep, outmaneuver, and now yellow is dead.
Now he's dead.
For real now. Yoda Taco asking, is it more illegal than regular illegal? Yes, it is. Because they live in a major metropolitan city where, unfortunately, there is gun violence. So it causes issues with people who cannot tell the difference. I know that it's fireworks. I've lived in Chicago all my life. I know the difference.
Fun game that my roommate and I play near our apartment called Gunshot or Firework.
Yep. All right, one out the box. We're going to go ahead and re-roll that one.
Hashtag this is America. It's gonna be tough now.
He's got it. It's Squiggle McWiggles.
Yeah, it's gonna be really tough.
He re-rolled. There you go. Safe.
Was he strained there? How many dice?
Yeah, they just fixed it. They just fixed it. He rolled 2, 3, and then 2.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Yep.
Everything's fine. I think this Captain Sebastian feller is gonna win this game, Dion, and I'm gonna be 2 for 2 on my bets this evening. But will my hubris get the better of me?
I am gonna get out of my chair and go yell at somebody outside. I have a sleeping child.
You know what? You do that, Dion. You go. You show him the business. But like, stay safe, because if something happens, I'll feel bad for telling you to go do something.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be back. You handle this.
I know what I'm doing. All right, guys. Chat. Now you're alone with me. This is the Ryan Farmer chat now. Dion will never know. We'll never know the things we talk about. It's just us. Now, what could... if we're looking at these ties, he's just got to hope for some blank outs here. But he needs to... Even with blank outs, with those two... with the defender usually having an evade, and in many cases a focus and an evade, it's going to be really hard to get through 3 more damage on him. So you want to try and position your TIE fighters. So how much time is left? 2 minutes. It's really hard. You want to have 3 TIE shots on him, but I just don't see. It's so hard to pin this thing down. Yeah, Rexler he's just going to arc dodge. He's ahead. There's no reason to fight anymore. This was a really close game, and you guys can see how crucial it was, how big it was for Rexler to kill Rack when he did. If Rack had lived one more round and had another shot at Rexler, this could have been a much different game. This really came down to a couple crucial points, and it could have honestly gone with either player. Both played really well. You're back. What happened?
Fighting people. I win. I'm just kidding.
It's fine.
I'm just kidding.
You're alive.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that everything was safe. I put in a nice request, and we'll see what happens. All right, is the game over? I'm sorry. Did they finish up?
It's basically over. I mean, sorry, I should be not biased, but it's basically over. It's like when a team is down by 3 touchdowns with a minute left in the game and they don't have any timeouts, and the winning team has the ball. It's like, yeah, they gotta take a couple knees, but it's basically over.
Not if they're the Jets.
Jets are horrible.
Yeah, I know. Butt fumbles.
That might be the most embarrassing play in the history of the NFL. The butt. I'm pretty, as a Dolphin fan, I feel pretty good about that. I mean, Leon Lett's pretty bad, but I don't know. How your Bears gonna do this season, Dion? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs down. Way down.
Trending up, trending down.
Trending up slightly, but still mediocre.
All right, so we got 2 TIE fighter shots here on Rexler.
It could happen.
You need 2 hits with both these ties, and you need Rexler to blank out on his 4 dice twice. That's not great. 2 hits. All right, so here's the 2 hits part. We need 4 blanks from Rexler.
And
Clench. Okay. Woo.
Oh man. I still got 8.
Lolly.
And that is did they get to planning? We were in the planning phase.
Hard planning.
Yeah.
Rexler can just do a 3-bank focus here and just be fine.
Or 5 straight.
5 straight.
5 straight
good
into the
too.
corner.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, we have the top 4 coming up here in a little bit. There may be a little break in between the top 4 and the final. And one thing, Ryan, we did that was fun yesterday is that we did a bonus game.
Bonus game.
We did. We'll talk about bonus game here in a little bit.
Did you play checkers with someone?
No, we played a game of marbles, and the winner of the marble game got to play me for a bonus X-Wing game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Marbles is cool.
Yeah, and I think depending on the time, we might be able to do that twice today, at least once for sure.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Is marbles like Chinese checkers?
No.
I don't know. I don't know what marbles is.
2 hits and enough evades.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
All right.
That's it, isn't it?
That's it. Yep.
All right, take it over, Dion. I need to eat this sandwich.
All right. I still haven't got to pee yet because my daughter. Thanks, child of mine.
That's a kid.
That's fine. That's fine. I've been training for this. This is